Cue the music.
I'm a just island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a get cute white boy. You gonna get that done. I'm a just island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a get cute white boy. You gonna get that done. I'm a just island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a get cute white boy. You gonna get that done. I'm a just island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a get cute white boy. You gonna get that done. I'm a just island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a get cute white boy. You gonna get that done. I'm a just island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a get cute white boy. You gonna get that done. I'm a just island boy. Island boy. 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 I'm a just island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a get cute white boy. You gonna get that done. I'm a just island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a get cute white boy. You gonna get that done. I'm a just
Alrighty guys, welcome. Go ahead and hit that share button. Hop on camera just a second here. Sorry for the extended wait in the lobby. We don't often do that, but it looks like we got a clear signal and we are live. Welcome back to another episode of the Mining Market Signal. My name is Seth. Am I an island boy? No, not technically, but neither of those guys. They were totally born straight up in Miami, in Florida. But they are Cuban American, and you know, yours truly, I am too. So why not? The internet being what it is, we can have some fun. Let me jump straight into the fear and greed index. Today we've got a massive drop. Yesterday we were at 73, and the day before we were all the way up into the extreme greed territory. We have since dropped all the way down into just greed, right? For whatever that means. These very, very objective terms of, you know, greed and extreme greed. We all know what this means, right? Obviously. Guys, thank you in advance for being subscribed if you are not already, or hitting that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Thank you for your ongoing support. You really are the reason that I make this media. And I do definitely appreciate every little button press and every little test of the links that I have. Sorry, I wasn't sure if you could overhear my wife. I thought it'd be entertaining for her to keep talking as loud as she was before. I thought it was great. Anyway, I thought you guys might enjoy it too. But wow, one of those evenings, guys, got a little bit of a late start. Got a little bit of a we're jumping in head first, right into the markets. We got that greed though going on. Bronson Review says Mark Cuban got rug pulled. Ha! Hey, what else is new, right? These are people that work with budgets that we really cannot imagine. They have problems, the likes of which we cannot imagine. It's, you know, like the late Biggie Smalls said, "Mo money, mo problems." Not always true, but you do have more decisions to make, I'm sure. I can't imagine having a discretionary amount of investment income that is 7, 8, 9 figures and not really knowing what to do with it or where to put it. It seems like cryptocurrency would actually be a problem as far as that goes. And I think that's part of the issue that we have right now, that we're facing right now when we look at current market conditions, is that we have people and institutions that have more money than they know what to do with. And this doesn't quite fit every single potential entrant into the cryptocurrency markets. But we'll talk more about that in just a minute as we go into the portfolio. We're also going to do some gem hunting live. So if you do want me to take a look at something right now, put your request in the comments section. As you know, this is a live show. I'm going to be responding to your comments real time. No, you don't have to send me a super chat. No, you don't have to be subscribed to the channel. No, you don't have to be a member of Patreon. I mean, all those things are cool or whatever, but it's not a requirement, right? This is a live interactive show. And thankfully, the channel is still small enough that just is not a concern today. So go ahead and put your requests into the chat as far as gem hunting. If there's something you think you found, let me know. We'll look it up very, very quickly. And we're going to find something that we've never seen before today together on this stream. I know it's a huge risk, right? I'm already kind of like sweating a little bit like, oh my gosh, the pressure's on. I have to find something really, really unique. So if you are watching this after the fact, obviously, hit those buttons. Help me feel like maybe I'm not going totally crazy by doing this. But we jump back into this fear and greed index of 66, and it's a bit of a big dip from where we were before. Do I think this means that we're actually going, farther back down? No, I think that oftentimes we'll see that there are these kinds of price hiccups that happen, and then where price goes, so does sentiment. It doesn't always work that way. Quite often there's some kind of a news segment or there's some kind of sentiment that goes into the market because of something happening. Hey, we got Daniel Keller dropping in that super chat. That is super cool. Thank you for that. But oftentimes it's kind of the other way around, right? There's some kind of market sentiment that changes, right? It can be China mentals, something coming out of former Eastern Bloc countries. It can be some kind of political issue or some kind of proposed legislation that gets people feeling a certain way. And then once they start to feel a certain way, they respond to those emotions, right? These are not rational markets. These are emotionally driven markets. People are not rational beings, right? We buy emotionally. And so people start to feel a certain way, and then they jump into making certain decisions. That tends to move the market, right? Over time. Makes sense, right? In the same way that like your wife comes home from the store with like 5 pairs of shoes, more than she said she was going to have. And you're like, oh my gosh, what happened? We were just going to go get shoes for our kids. And she's like, I know, but here are 5 pairs of shoes for me. That is the crypto market in a nutshell. If you don't have a wife, or if this feels too heteronormative for you and I'm being oppressive by bringing up that example, take a number, get in line. We'll come back around to offend you again later on in the show. Just, you've been warned. The Deadwood says, hello all. Good to see you there, the Deadwood. Daniel Color, thank you so much for that super chat. Definitely appreciate it. Also, guys, this right here, this trend. Do I think we're actually moving the other way around? I don't think so. Williams Washington says KDA. I would really like to do that. We could go over some fundamentals as well for KDA. Don't want to get it wrong, but KDA is a very strong project and it's been performing very well. And it's in our portfolio, so we'll take a look at that, but we want to try to find something that is not already in the portfolio. Guys, let's jump into some of our other info for the night, our basic market reports. I'm going to go to What to Mine and use our GPU overview tab. We're going to quickly take a listing of Team Red and Team Green performance figures so we get through this fast, right? I love this segment of the show, but I do want to get through it kind of quickly so we can go into gem hunting. Now, that might actually require us to do the overview, now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe what we do instead of looking at that overview is we go ahead and just select all of Team Green within a certain generation. So let's start with anything that's over 8 gigs, let's just say. Gallo says, hello, sir. Hello, good to see you, Gallo. Let's take it top of the line, right? Let's start that way. So 2080 Ti, 1080 Ti, go with our 3090 as well. And then our 1660S. But I think let's throw in a smattering of other cards here. 1070 Ti, and go with our 3080. Go with not the 1660 Ti, but maybe the 2080. So we've got a few relatively high performance cards. Hey, Gallo says, good to see you too. Love your face. Appreciate you saying that, man. Really, guys, that is why I do this. Definitely appreciate it. Profitability for 7 days, cost at 14 cents per kilowatt hour. Hit that calculate button, and let's get a much more general Team Green overview. Now, we're not going to see the actual profits. I don't want us to get fixated on the profits. Let's take a look at a little bit of the delta between the daily revenue and the profit, and then let's take a look at the order here, right? We got very top of the list. Ethereum, second in the list because Nice Ash, if you're watching Nice Ash, you're dead to me. We don't play that game around here. So that's off the list. Second is Flux. So Daniel Keller has been waiting. He's been waiting with bated breath. He's in the comment section right now. He's like, yeah, that's right, buddy. That's right. Yeah, you said it. Flux is there. We're on the leaderboard. Guys, it is awesome to see Flux back in that nearly number 1 spot again. Gave Ethereum a run for the money not too long ago. And here it is again, right? Like here it is again, just breaking ankles, right? Smashing records. Part of that has to do with the recent run up of the Flux individual token value, right? So each individual coin is worth more. And as that happens, if all other things are equal, right, it kind of just stands to reason. If you earned 50 coins in a day and the price of those coins went up, then you would see your profit go up as well. So we're seeing a phenomenal sort of I got to bring a bottle of water with me to these shows now. been a long day. I've also been a lot of client calls. It's been one of those days where I've been on my feet because of the standing desk or whatever, and talking like really loudly because we've had like those over the phone, like Zoom style scrum meetings where we're like, all right, stand up meeting, like everybody talk for like 2 hours straight. And we're like, whoa, trying to get a word in edgewise. One of those days, just one of those days. Anyway, I'm excited to see Flux back on the leaderboard, but you guys get the point that right now it's highly correlated to Flux's individual coin price. And it's great to see, right? So here we are back on that list. Flux is number 2 in the lineup. And we've got a really great sort of spread of cards here, right? Between higher performance cards, not quite the highest efficiency cards. We could add some of those to see if that shakes up the rankings very much, but I don't think it really will. Whoa, hey there. Guys, that's a little bit unexpected. Let me sign back in real quick. The beauty of this is that it won't take long. So I'm going to go ahead and just use my my Bitwarden installation, and I have all my credentials hidden there, but we're going to log back in. We can do some of that as part of a series over the weekend or the next couple of weeks. I am feeling so strongly about creating more privacy-oriented content. I realize, guys, we're going a mile a minute here, and I'm kind of bouncing from one topic to another, but that was kind of topical, right? I got logged out of my services, had to use something that's kind of privacy-oriented. Just saying, I want to be able to show you more of how I operate to keep myself a little bit more secure. And I just, it came up, so I want to be able to share that with you guys soon. Actually got, as a visual aid, before we go too far down the gem hunting stuff, let me show you something that just came in the mail today. I'm really excited about it. Got just a couple of these that came in. But, so, Netgear. I want to say it's the part of the Nighthawk series. But anyway, got some Netgear routers that specifically are designed to be reflashed with fully open source firmware. DDWRT. If you're not familiar with that project, you can look it up, but we'll also do a video on how you can do this for yourself. And if you don't want to, we will offer maybe a couple models on the Mind Your Biz website, as we have a couple left over. In the same way that we have the phone ready to go, right? For people who don't want to do it themselves, I think we're going to offer that. Just whatever we have in stock. We're not going to allow pre-orders on this, but it dawned on me that so many people who I talk to say like, well, you know what? It's too hard. And I said, that's not true. To myself, I said, that's not true. It's not that hard if you know what you're doing. But I do understand for a lot of people, it's more time than they want to commit to. But yeah, anyway, gigabit router there with USB ports, including a USB 3.0 port for you to do your own very simple network attached storage. So you have your own personal local area cloud. That should be a little more secure, right? This should be interesting, right? People actually want this. So the Deadwood asks which model, and this guy specifically is so I went with the R6400 V2. And this, I went with it specifically because of its endorsement by Flash routers. And why did I go with that endorsement from Flash routers? Because I didn't want to have to go through all the headache of finding a model that would A, support VPN, but B, support specifically WireGuard VPNs. And if you don't know what that means, if you're tuning in, you're saying, oh my gosh, Seth, you're talking Greek. What is a WireGuard and why do I need one? We'll talk about that another time. Needless to say, it allows a router like this to actually give you your full speeds, even though you are using a VPN, okay? Without making it too weird. And going with slightly used hardware, guys, it's the reason that I offer the Mind Your Biz phone in a used configuration. If you noticed in the store, that saves you like $200. And I go through suppliers that keep their not the refurb, but the renewed phones in really good working condition. I've been using practically, well, not entirely used phones, but I think probably 3 out of 4 phones that I've, or rounding up, it's 9 out of 12 phones that I've owned over the last probably 6 years have, because I actually change out pretty frequently. They've been used, so I can try new stuff and not break the bank and flash the software off of it and try something new. Anyway, same principle applies here. It's like used cars as well. Who likes to, who wants to see their car lose 15% of its value driving off the lot? Well, I don't know, but when you talk about tech too, I mean, we've never had cheaper tech ever, right? as far as brand new tech. So it begs the question, how much is used tech actually worth? How much is any tech actually worth if this product category gets cheaper with each new generation, right? So anyway, guys, I love to make a penny squeal, right? Maybe I'm a bit of a cheapskate, but you make stuff work, you make stuff do, and that's kind of the hacker's way. So anyway, I'm excited about that. That's coming up. Literally just came in the mail like right before I got ready to go live. So on the top of my mind. Let's jump back into our profitability though, guys. I've really been on a tear tonight. A lot of tangents here. But let's see what else we can add. Oh, get out of the way. You're so annoying. I don't want to see your face anymore. Block it. Blocker. There we go. Get rid of all that. Boop. See ya. Haha. But nope. Team Green shows us in general, shows us that we've got our top 3 list is Ethereum, Flux, Equilibria. And as you guys have heard me say before, of these 3, I know which of these 3 I feel good about, right? So Ethereum, look at that trading volume every single day, nice and high. Flux, look at that trading volume every single day, nice and high. We're well over the 5 Bitcoin daily trading mark. We're well over the 15, 20, and 25 daily Bitcoin volume mark. It's doing very, very well. Equilibria, if we put on our 5 BTC volume filter, we would shake it loose from our rankings just by doing that. It wouldn't even show up, right? So even though it's shown high profitability every single day, as far as there being really good liquidity in the markets, right? The ability to actually sell this if you needed to, or trade it if you wanted to, it just disappears, right? It falls right off the list. There's Ravencoin as well, but it's almost half. It's nearly $10 less. So significant delta there. But Flux and Ethereum are pretty darn close in that running there. Let's take these off of our board, take these off our calculation, go for Team Red, and put our top of the line, Radeon 7, get another one of our Vega cards in there, Vega 56. Go, again, let's do with our, just our top of the line, right? 6800 XT. Go with our 580, which is not our top of the line, but also our R9 Fury. So we've got several different generations of cards there, and the top of the line in each, if that makes sense. That's kind of what I'm considering right there. Hitting our calculate button, what does it tell us? Ethereum also top of the list here for Team Red. Ravencoin is our number 2, but it's a huge difference, right? Going from Ethereum to Ravencoin on Team Red. For AMD, Ethereum does look like it's the only game in town. For Team Green, we noticed before that Flux, if you're a believer, right? If you see the vision, if this is something that you believe is a good long-term hold and you believe there's going to be value in it, Flux might actually be worth your time, right? I think that's what I'm seeing. It continues to come back with strong fundamentals, not just because it's a flash in the pan, not just because it's profitable for like 1 week because somebody's manipulating it somewhere across the world, you know, on some other side of the globe. There's actual value being built, and I think most of us agree that there's tangible value being built there. So exciting to see that. Anyway, jumping out of our profit on GPUs, guys. That I think tells me as much as I need to know right now. We can take a look briefly at our breakdown, right? Like the stacked ranking doesn't change very much. It's still the 3090 at the very top. It's still Ethereum that is the most profitable for them. Radeon 7 also in the number 2 spot, even though it's by most people's definition a nearly ancient card, not August 2017, but you know, it's a couple years old, few years old, definitely older than these RTX 3000 series cards. But top of the list for a reason. Very bottom of the list is what? Oh, I think I may have a little custom profile here that is not complete. That's funny. After I signed in, it it showed my custom profile. Apparently, I was doing some CPU profiles, and they're showing up here, but they have 0 hash rate because I didn't add anything. But that's fun. So R9 380, the ancient cards are still doing their ancient card performance thing, right? Same with the 1050 Ti, older Polaris edition cards. Even the R9 Fury is higher performance and higher return than the older 4 gig Polaris cards. But yeah, kind of to be expected there. That's the way all of that stuff runs. Guys, let me check in with you real fast. What do you got so far? I've seen a couple of suggestions for our gem hunting tonight, some things that people want to take a closer look at. Cadena is one that came up. Obviously, we took a look at Flux. It is kicking butt, taking names, which is great to see. We're going to see in our portfolio how that has shifted things. And I'm pretty excited to see how that looks. But some other suggestions that I see in the chat was GHX. So we'll take a look at that. Cadena, and then what else did we have? We've got Cadena in the portfolio, so we might just check in with it there the way we will with Flux, but GHX we do not have in the portfolio. We'll take a look at that. And let's see, anything else coming through? Somebody else saying Raven. It's in the portfolio, so we'll take a look at it quickly, but I don't know that we're going to see a big change. Gallo says Cadena plus Flux equals diamonds. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. They are both phenomenal projects, and we've got them in the portfolio for a reason. On that note, here we are in the GPU mining portfolio, Flux being at the top. 24-hour change, kind of rough, actually. For most of the assets in this portfolio, they're down 5.3%, so it's not doing so great in the last, day, but over the last week, doing okay for some of these. The total P&L for this portfolio is still up, though. It's up over 25% above what we put in, and that's because you see all of these projects that are back in the black. Even Grin is above what we initially put in. So there's a lot that looks really good from that perspective. Oh, and Polygon as well. Polygon has been on a little bit of a micro tear this week as well. Ray J is asking, mineyourbiz, curious how you feel about Chainlink. I've been hearing a lot of Oracle talk lately. Hey, that is a great question. We can take a look at it a little more. It's in our portfolio for a reason. It is a project that has proven itself. I'm going to say something that's a bit of an unpopular opinion. When it comes to the purely Oracle functionality of Chainlink, it is not the only game in town, and it doesn't have to be the only game in town. There are other ways to build for oracles that can be of use in the cryptocurrency space, and there are other ways to timestamp Oracle data that can be useful without it necessarily all belonging to Chainlink. Now, this is me saying that from a relatively ignorant standpoint. I don't fully understand how Chainlink's Oracle system works at a deep level. So just me saying, from a kind of an off the cuff comment. There are other Oracle systems that can be made, and I personally think that there probably should be some other Oracle systems made there. Williams Washing is saying Hero or Meta Hero. Hey, so I did the Meta Hero review on my channel a little while ago, and I don't think it's in the portfolio here, but we should add it because it is a very strong performer. Also, let's see. PBX, he says. Okay, we'll take a look at PBX as well. But yeah, so Chainlink, I think it's there for a reason, guys. It's maintained its spot in the market cap for a reason, or in the market rankings for a reason. It's a very good, strong fundamental project. But we've got in our stacked ranking, right? Bitcoin doing really well, Ethereum doing really well since we first made the portfolio. But then everything below that line not doing so well, and that's why it's dragging this portfolio down, right? So we could be higher than that 27% up if we had if we culled some of our winners, right? If we got rid of some of our losers here. And this is a strong indication as to why it's so important to pay attention to these portfolios and have your own portfolio tracking and just know what's happening, know how your assets are performing. And if you can intercept some of those losers before they run way down and run your full portfolio way down and then flip into some assets that are winners, well, you experience all that upside. So everything you lost from before is regained with interest, right? Or with alpha, I should say. So it's a skill that I'm working on myself, right? Easier said than done, but it does seem obvious that that's something that we kind of got to get better at, right? Cutting the losers in favor of really having more of our crypto involved in winning projects. So we see everything that's high on this list clearly in that category, right? Even Ravencoin is up 30% after having a bit of a struggle. Anything that's up above, say, 50 or 70 or even 100%, clearly we see really strong performance there. And it's kind of showing us that that's been a safe bet over the last little while. Hindsight is 2020. We can't like predict these things, but once we start to see these trends happen, sometimes we get enough of a warning. We can kind of shift things around. So great job, Flux. Good to see you guys back over the 50-cent mark, and Equilibria is still there. For me, I'm still kind of scratching my head as to why that is. The market cap is not terrible, but the liquidity is quite low. So that for me is a big red flag, right? Like it's got roughly, 1/5 of the market cap of Flux, but it does not even have 1/5 of the daily trading volume. So, buyer beware. Just going to throw that out there. All right, moving from the GPU mining portfolio into the hard drive mining portfolio. And guys, we want to go through this really, really fast because we also want to take a look at some gem hunting. That is the primary reason for tonight's show. Hard drive mining portfolio is down almost 10% over the last day, and it's down almost 20% overall. See, it's really, really struggling right now. Only 2 assets are in profit, one in significant profit. The other one is just barely back above water. Chia is seeing its worst day, almost its worst day since we made this portfolio. Down even worse than 80%, down below the $150 mark per coin, which for Chia is, I mean, it's objectively the worst I've seen it in this portfolio since we made it. So I apologize if that affects you negatively. Hopefully you've been able to manage your risks there. Hopefully you've been able to manage your portfolio with Chia in a really intelligent way that makes sense for you. CPU mineable coins, we are up almost 15% in the last day, and the total portfolio is up big time. Epic Cash has leapfrogged Raptorium. I did not expect to see Epic Cash surge forward so much, but it has, I mean, it's more than 10x now. We've got that initial $1,000 investment that would have gone into Epic Cash based on our paper trade, now worth over $11,000. Damn. Wow. So yeah, Epic Cash doing phenomenally well. Lots of great options for your CPU mining between Raptorium and Epic Cash. As far as the daily profit, I believe that Raptorium is still in the lead, well ahead of Monero, well ahead of WowNero, well ahead of Veriscoin. I don't know that it's actually ahead of, I don't know that Epic Cash is actually ahead of Raptorium in terms of daily earnings. We would have to take a look side by side at profitability for the CPU mineable side of Epic Cash because it is a split proof of work coin. So not everybody who's mining on CPUs really gets that much Epic coin or Epic Cash every single day. Their market cap is rising, though. It's great to see that they're actually kind of moving into that strong, contentious spot, or moving into that area of strength as a contender in the market cap, right, and the market rankings. So instead of being way down at $5 million in market cap, here they are above $30 million. It's a step in the right direction. And for them to be taken seriously, they have to continue this trend, right, and maintain it through the bull run. We'll see what happens, right? Anything can happen after the corrections take place when the bull run is over. Hopefully Epic Cash, Raptorium, and some of these other favorites maintain that market lead. ASIC mineable coins. You guys excited about ASIC mineable coins? I'm excited about ASIC mineable coins. And if you're not, GTFO, or, you know, click some buttons. That usually helps me feel better. All right. Looking at our ASIC mineable coins, guys, portfolio's down. Not down super bad, but no. Actually, I can characterize that as being down bad. It's not looking so good. Last 24 hours, we're down almost 9%, and the total PNL is almost 3% down. This portfolio is in the red. Oof. And Go Mining token, which is not even really an ASIC mineable coin, is one of only 2 that's in profit. If we cut that out of the listing and we just stick with our top actual ASIC mineable coin, Bitcoin, there's literally only 1 that is in the black. Everything else is in the red. That's a bummer. However, I think we might have determined there was a bit of an issue with the entries into this side of the portfolio. So don't quote me. We probably have to start doing some averages into this portfolio to make sure that everything is evened out. Bottom of the stack, Pirate Chain. It is still hurting bad, but on the good, on the side of good news, it's below $2 per coin. So if you are really big into Pirate Coin, if you are a genuine pirate yourself, then you're getting it on sale right now because it is looking pretty attractive. Last 7 days, down 15%. So if you have conviction about Pirate Chain, now's the time to do something about it, right? And is that financial advice? Is that legal advice? Well, I mean, yeah, no. You decide what you want to do with that, guys. This is educational. You can do with that knowledge what you want. Clearly, it's on sale, though. FPGA mineable coins. What do we got here? Total PNL down 17% in the last 24 hours. It is hurting really, really bad. The FPGA mining portfolio. Unfortunately, that's the situation that we're in right now with this side. But Cadena, still looking good. That $1,000 portfolio entry is now at over $9,000. Nimic is in the black. Handshake is finally in the black. No, it's not quite in the black. I'm sorry. It's had a positive 7-day trend, but yeah. Pocket changes in the house. She says, I'm late. She's late for a very important date. So it's really not that important. Really, if you try to chase the white rabbit here, it could end up, who knows where you'll be tomorrow morning, right? Like seriously, you'll just be exhausted and underslept and you won't have any teacups left. I'm pretty sure that's the most likely outcome. Anyway, thanks for being here, Pocket. Glad to see you in the chat. Kadena is top of our list here, though, guys. And speaking of strong fundamental projects, there's a huge alignment between both the Kadena and the Flux Network projects. Kadena is it is a coin you can actually hold natively. Its native token in the Zelcore wallet. If you're not familiar with that, guys, we need to probably actually get some reviews done there. Zelcore wallet is one of my favorite in terms of multi-coin wallets. I've got it available right here on my mineyourbiz phone. It runs flawlessly on a de-Googled phone like mineyourbiz phone. They have a built-in proxy to help improve the privacy of using their multi-coin wallet. And then, of course, if you're already running a VPN or if you're running something like Orbot that does onion routing for your phone, it runs correctly there as well in that environment. So can't speak highly enough about Zelcore wallet. It's pretty darn great. And no, this is not a sponsored review, guys. They did not pay me to say that. It's just really fun. It's pretty cool. So Kadena is totally usable in that environment. And it's actually listed on the Kadena website as having some of its best support inside of Zelcore. Aaron Rutherford says Hedera Hashgraph. We can take a look at that really fast. We can. Nightyobis says, have you heard of Xenu? Only about 1,000 holders. It's Zombie Inu. Oh my gosh. That actually sounds like it's got more of a use case than Shiba Inu in a way, because it's like actually funny. It actually changes the fundamental nature of Doge. Because Doge is already, it's like well known that Doge is a Shiba Inu. So like, why was it funny to call a coin Shiba? Okay, it's all right. The house is just burning down, but whatever. What's that episode of the IT Crowd? I've got to send an email about that. Yeah. Yeah. 4, 5, fire. All right, here we go. Back into the swing of things. Oh my gosh. Guys, this is my family's way of saying that I have to stop live streaming in the evenings. That's pretty much what's happening right now. Really. But just so you're aware, this is the last evening that I plan on live streaming for the mining market signal. I am planning in the future to live stream in the mornings where I am. So it'd be somewhere closer to like 7 a.m. or maybe even 6 a.m. Pacific time. So we'll have kind of a morning live stream that can be replayed throughout the day or whatever, and be a little less weird for anybody who's across the pond tuning in. So you'll actually be able to tune in live like before it's 3 a.m. So yeah, just be aware that I intend for this to be the last time that I stream at night, because I've been really struggling to make the Saturday sessions work, and I've been really struggling to get Friday publishing to work out. But I know I need to ramp up the publication schedule because there's so many good projects. So many good projects, and I just need more time to refine those and present them to you in the best possible way. Live is only one way, right? I like refining my content before I publish it too, right? Actually post-producing it. So just know, I think this is my last time live streaming this time of night. So Pocket Change says, kudos to your wife for reaching the smoke detector. She probably got my son to grab it. He's like 6'2", so you know, she's a proud mama, and really, really lucky proud mama of boys. Being a boy mom, I'm told, is great. I missed out because I didn't get to have, you know, daddy's little princess. But on the flip side, I can watch like guy movies in our house. Die Hard actually is a Christmas movie. I mean, you know, I'm not knocking it. It's pretty cool. Anyway, back into the swing of things, guys. FPGA mining portfolio is just looking solid. 0x Bitcoin doing what 0x Bitcoin do, right? So that's crazy right there, those massive swings. And every time we live stream, there seems to be some kind of a lull in between. Could be that the weekend is the time that whoever is running these bots takes a little break to calibrate it again and then figure out what they're going to do next week. But there it is, right? Looking hilarious AF. That's our FPGA mining portfolio. let's take a look at take a look at our proof of stake smart contracts. Guys, we got the water debt channel in the chat. If you have not seen it, guys, you need to go check out Dan and Mitchell's video where they were working on releasing some crypto funds. They had them stuck on a wallet. They asked me to swing by and take a quick look at what they were doing. I don't want to give it away, but you guys should go take a look at that video. I think you're going to enjoy it. But we're going to do a little bit of gem hunting here tonight. I think it's probably Mitchell who's in the Water Jet channel tonight, but we'll take a look at that together live. And we also got Fractal Phi saying thoughts on Block. Yeah, we will take a look at that too. That's pretty good. Ray J says, my mom said it was great. ... When I left. Nice. Yeah, my parents moved after I first left the home. I was just glad that they told me where they moved to. So, proof of stake smart contracts, 24-hour change, almost 7% down. Total P&L up over 100%. Looking solid for how big this portfolio is. Phantom, Terra, Solana, Avalanche, Cosmos. The usual suspects, guys. We expect to see this stuff kind of on the leaderboard over here, but these are fundamentally strong projects, okay? So this is the first thing that we need to be aware of, guys. The fundamentally strong projects, the proof of stake smart contracts, the Bitcoins and the Ethereums of the market right now, these are our tentpole cryptocurrencies. Some people are concerned about the devaluation of the US dollar or hyperinflation, right? I know it's a terrible word, right? Hyperinflation. We don't want to be alarmist, but we do hear people talking about it in those terms, right? Or just runaway inflation or runaway money printing, which by definition would be debasement, not inflation. It's a different problem and probably worse, but we have both going on, right? The US government, or rather the Fed, being requested by the US government to print more money, which is not good. And then the value of things kind of running up in a way that looks irrational to retail investors and to retail people. That's the inflation side. We get those two together and it's a pretty nasty picture. So you might have concerns about leaving your coins, right? If you've got like, say, Ethereum or something else, you might have concerns about leaving your coins in a stable coin like USDC or Tether. Why? Because if the value of the US dollar is kind of going to poop, then why would you leave your cryptos in that denomination, right? It's kind of crazy. You want to leave your cryptocurrencies in something that holds its value and gains value against the US dollar or against the apparent value of the US dollar better, right? In the same way that some people, as markets kind of correct and markets have problems, they invest in real estate or they invest in gold, or historically. They've invested in other commodities or other assets or other like real assets that maintain their value peg to something other than a dollar, right? People value them differently and value them maybe more, right? So that's the first thing, guys. I just want to go over that really, really fast, make that very clear that some of these, they're proving themselves a little bit more. Now, will all of these maintain this sort of leadership posture and stance as we go towards a bear market? No, they won't. Not all of them will. And that's why it's incumbent on you to take a closer look at all of these tentpole projects, the things that look like sure bets and winners, and then make some tough choices. Phantom might not be the winner at the end of this run. Terra might not be the winner. Solana might not be the winner. Avalanche, Cosmos, we don't know for sure, right? Some of them may be able to survive. All of them may be able to survive. And that's fine. Some of them may even have more headroom to go up higher, right? You guys saw me on last week's episode talking about how Phantom, with a market cap of $8 trillion, it may actually have headroom to go much, much higher. Whereas you have something like Solana at $55 trillion, and it's not that it's played out, it isn't. But going up above, say, $100 trillion or $150 or $200 trillion, or $1 billion rather, or getting anywhere close to the $1 trillion mark, at that $55 billion mark, it seems a lot less likely. So we're far more likely to see $25 Phantom than we are to see $500 Solana. And I think I mentioned that in the last live stream. So kind of pay attention to those two things, guys. There's a bit of that run up. There's a bit of the historical price action, a bit of the historical total value locked. So before we actually look up any gems, I just want to go over some like gem hunter mentality stuff, right? Things we're looking for, characteristics of like a large cap gem, something that we might actually want to buy and hold, versus something that is speculative, versus something that is, you know, it looks like a sure bet, but it might be extremely slow going, and it might also run that risk of correcting really, really hard when we get back into that that more lean correction time, right? When Bitcoin corrects ultimately, because it has to again. So just throwing that out there, guys. That's part of my reasoning. So we want to look at market cap and we want to look at price, both, because you have a unit bias, guys. That's our vocabulary word for the day, is unit bias. And yeah, in this, what I'm going to do, I don't always do this. There we go. Oh, does that even run? I don't even know if that's running right now. You guys probably are not seeing what I'm seeing right now. Oof. Price, market cap. You know what? I'm going to give up on this because this is not, I think, working out the way I thought it would. Oh, no. And now I'm locked out. Help me. What we got here? There we go. All right. So yeah, I get the sense that that did not work out quite the way I thought it did. My screen capture, my screenshot tool in Linux is different. I use Flameshot, and I forgot that it does not let me take a screenshot and then do writing and stuff the way I normally would. So, you know, growing pains. Sorry, guys. But price is one thing we got to look at. If we were to just sort for price and look for something that has the lowest possible price, then we would see that Tron has a really low price, right? Like people are interested in, you know, maybe interested in Tron because it's only 9 cents. That's not the best reason for buying a coin, right? We get to this point in the market cycle and people get involved in unit bias. I mentioned it before. And that just means that they think, okay, well, if one of something is good, then 10 of something is better, right? Like having a lot of this thing is good, right? Like I want more than one of this thing, or I want at least one of this thing, right? One of these coins. And for most people just looking kind of speculatively at Bitcoin, their first thought is, well, you know, Bitcoin is nice, but it was like $64,000, $65,000 just a minute ago. I don't have $65,000, so I can't have one full Bitcoin. So well, what else can I buy where I can buy one full coin? That is unit bias. And I mean, I get it. It's a concern, but people had that excuse back when Bitcoin was $3,500 too, because it's outside of what most people can just afford on an impulse, right? On a whim. So it only works so far, but if you let that prevent you from getting started, right? Getting off zero, it can cause problems too. We kind of want to look at both of those sides. Maybe it does make sense to get something where the unit cost is low because you know others will be interested in it. And again, these aren't rational markets. We buy emotionally. So getting into the heads of other people, right? The normies, we want to know where they're going, right? So we can get there ahead of them and dump our bags on them. Jokes aside, we want to know where they're going because we know that's where the value is going to build up, right? It's going to work well if we are working with the market and not trying to fight it, not trying to lead it or whatever. So yeah, unit price is one aspect that we have to pay attention to. So Tron, ZIL, just yeah, Tron, ZIL, Harmony won, right, at 31 cents, not terrible. But then we have to pay attention to that market cap again. Waterjet Channel asks about like explain the Shiba logic. It just passed Doge. That's yeah, that's a great question. Gordon says Shiba defies logic, but we can go deeper, guys. We can pay attention to that. We can pay close attention to what's happening with Shiba, and we can probably make it make some sense. All right, Shib. Ugh. All right, so here we are, right on track. Guys, we're right within range of what I mentioned on the last live stream when we talked about Shiba Inu, and we are still in range. I don't often talk about like targets or about like, price predictions or whatever, but I'm going to now, right? Is it advice? No, it's not advice. For my part, it's simple conjecture, but I'm just sharing with you my process, my thinking process here. Guys, I am not a financial advisor. and you ain't my client. I would know. You would have paid me, right? So let's just keep that very, very clear. So just take a look at this. Right now, in cents, right? In US dollars, right? Let's pretend like if we could slice a dollar into Satoshis, right? Then this representation with 8 spots past the decimal is the way that this dollar is sliced up, almost like a Bitcoin, right? With 8 decimal points down to a Satoshi as the atomic unit. This is like, and we mentioned this last time, this is like 7,975 dollar toshis, right? Centoshis, centavoshis, or whatever, like however you want to call it. Like the tiniest atomic unit we can possibly measure for a dollar right now. And that's quite low. It looks like it's gone up tremendously, right? 65% run up in one day. Oh my gosh, that's unreal. Well, let's take a look at how it progressed over the last 24 hours, right? See, that ran up. See, its price down there, 5,000 of those Centoshis, past 6,000 Centoshis, 7,000 Centoshis, right? That happened over the last, 24 hours. And it's now corrected to be just under 8,000. It's kind of, it kind of hit its ceiling, and it's already it's already showing us resistance. It might be able to push higher than that. Shout out to Tom Crown. Tom, if you get a chance to see this, I'll forward this to you also. Shout out to Tom Crown, who brought this up as well. And I agree with this kind of prediction for Shiba Inu. Right now, getting Shiba Inu to break out of this territory and just flip into another order of magnitude, it would cause a problem. Let's just pretend like this 7 moves over by 1 decimal, right? That means that it has to go up by 10x, right? It has to, on a necessity, go up by 10x to see it move to 7 1/100ths of a penny. It's not even like 7 cents, not even 1 cent. It's not even 1/10 of a cent. It's not even 7/10 of a cent or whatever, right? It's 7 1/100ths of a cent, or 7% of a cent. You guys are with me? This makes sense, right? I mean, you're following? Like, I don't mean to be like whatever, condescending or whatever, but like, you see my logic here, right? So moving that decimal over by 1, having it be 7 there, that means the entire market cap would have to be $400 billion. $400 billion. I don't believe it. Yeah, I don't believe it, guys. I don't believe that the market has that much steam left in it. I don't believe that there's that much fresh capital going into. Gordon is saying, is this common core math? You know what's funny is that I think it probably is on some level. I think they're poisoning me through my kids. They've a lot of the more basic math concepts have been tainted, right? So anyway, sorry. But moving up an order of magnitude with the current market cap at $400 billion. Yeah, I just don't believe it. I don't believe it right now. I really don't. With the current market cap at $2.5 trillion, which is great. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal to see a $2.5 trillion market cap. But you're talking about now this meme coin sucking up almost, gosh, what would that be? Almost 20%? Greater? No, is that 20? Yeah, 20%. Maybe 20% of that market cap, I think, right? Or a little less than 20% of that market cap. I don't believe it. I don't see it. It's just not working, guys. Yeah, no way. No way, no how. It's just not, I just don't imagine that ever happening. So people saying like, oh my gosh, it's going to like run straight up for sure. 10x? No. But here is what I believe is a possible target, right? And I don't normally do this kinds of predictions or targets or whatever. Here's what I believe actually is a realistic target for this coin. Seeing a rollover in the order of magnitude, right? So instead of it being whatever 10x what it currently is, having it go up to the point that it is 1/100th of a penny. And so seeing this 0 roll over into a 1, if that happens, and that's where I got that shout out to Tom Crown, okay? That Tom really had that nailed. So at this point, that one, if we roll over into that one, I think you've gotten about as much as you're going to get out of Shiba Inu. I really do. Going beyond that, I think is, I mean, it'd be awesome. It'd be, and it could happen, right? Never say never. Totally possible. There could be something like out there between the money printing debasement and the inflation that causes a relative value adjustment that it goes far beyond that as measured in US dollars. But let's go to what really matters. Satoshi value. Jumping down here, we want to see how it actually performs against Bitcoin. Forget about the US dollar. Because if it's not outperforming Bitcoin, or we'll also take Ethereum, right, as a ready replacement, because this is an ERC20 token that we can very easily and permissionlessly flip into Ethereum. So that's possibly even a better measurement. But of course, we can do the same thing for wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum. So bear with me. We'll keep both on the chart here. So we want to take a look at how it's performing versus those two. It's doing pretty well. But you'll notice that it's not perfectly in sync. We'll put all three on the board now. And these lines are flattened out. Unfortunately, we don't have this chart doesn't give us as rich information as we need to, but you can see the run up. There's Satoshi value. It's a 1252. Yeah, 1252 Satoshis. There we go. 13 some odd Satoshis starting at 800 Satoshis. So it has not actually doubled in Satoshi value. It hasn't really, but it's come close. And then same with the Ethereum price. We want to pay attention to those prices over time, right? And I don't have a very good chart or anything set up here, and I don't have like a proper setup for this or a proper portfolio tracker for this, not a really good one here. But that Satoshi value is going to mean so much more to us than the dollar value, especially as we start to see the prices of goods and services out in the market increase in dollar values, right? Because when everything runs up in dollar value, it's like, oh my gosh, all right, the cost of milk went up in dollar values too. I'm rich. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. I'm not rich because I got to buy milk. It's not an investment. So seeing the dollar value go up, not awesome. Really not awesome. Yeah, I'm less concerned about that. But yeah, so when it goes up 66% there, granted, I mean, yes, we do see in the last day how it has run up more against those assets than it did against the US dollar. Part of that has to do with the US dollar, rather with Bitcoin's price retracing, and we'll take a sneak peek at that chart right there. See that? We're back into the below $60,000 range. With Bitcoin, our chopsticks are just they're so sad. We might have to capture this noodle right here with the 5,200 day cross. So yeah, sad chopsticks over there. But Shiba Inu, guys, I really do think that when you're looking at US dollar value, we would be really, really lucky to see that roll over into a 1. And if you do see that roll over into a 1, and especially if you've been holding for some time, if you see it roll over into a 1, this is, I'll just be as clear as I possibly can be. If I were in that position, and I'm not, I don't hold Shiba, but if I were in that position, I would GTFO. I would take the gosh darn money and run. I would be so happy with my gains and the fact that I'm still holding my shirt that I would just like go and run in the streets and be like, I got away with it. Ha, I did it. And I wouldn't look back. That's just me. Not to be a hater. I'm not a hater. I think meme coins are fun. But I worry about the sustainability of this particular one because it's so overinflated, right? So Waterjet Channel has like 20 shirts. Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that offline, Waterjet Channel. Good stuff. So yeah, guys, if you're still holding on to Shiba, that's just my take on it. People are talking about it. I might have to ride the algorithm or whatever. I probably need to do a separate video for this so my channel gets more love or something. But that's my take on it. When you guys ask about it, I just think anybody who's holding on right now, you're playing Russian roulette at this moment. It's just so inflated right now. This right here, that price run up and that volume down there, this screams to me that there are heavy bag holders waiting to dump on you. So I would get out while I could. And if you really want to let it ride, maybe take your profits and hold on to your moon bag until you see some more positive price action. But yeah, you've already seen it in the chat, like in the comment section, guys. A couple people have already taken their profits and gotten out. I'm not in Shiba because I didn't want to have to play this game. So anyway, that's the only response I have to that, is that it's not a rational market, and you have the same run up as you did with Doge, and you had a lot of people get wrecked with Doge, right? They just weren't paying attention. But gem hunting, guys, taking something like that. So if you were, let's just say that you had a bag of Shiba, and now you're like, well, I got out with my shirt, I'm doing okay, but what do I do now? Or like, how do I make sure that I can possibly ride out the rest of this market and maybe get some gains? Well, again, you guys know it's not financial advice, but let's just take a look at these charts and try to make sense of them. The unit price is something that retail is going to pay attention to, right? Again, because that unit bias. They're going to be thinking, well, if 1 is good, 5 is better. If 5 is good, 5,000 is even better. Or look, whatever, I'm a Tron millionaire. And they're going to be really excited about that. And that's okay. That's why people hold XRP. That's why people have held XRP. And that's why people have held in all this other stuff, right? Like, it's stuff that for me, fundamentally, I find it distasteful. But you get people who are new to the space and they tell themselves, well, I want to own a lot of these because what if it goes to $1? It's flawed thinking. But that's what the average retail investor is thinking. And so we want to work with them. We don't want to go like hit them over the head. We want to try to work with them and then pay attention to what they're buying. And then, for anybody who's close to us, like friends and family and stuff, we warn them and we try to pull them out. But everybody else, they can get wrecked. They can eat a bag of wrecked. But yeah, unfortunately, that sounds really cold-hearted, but we can't save everybody, guys. It makes me sad. We can't save everybody. And gosh darn it, I'm trying. Like, I'm broadcasting and I'm trying to talk to whoever will listen, and you can do the same, right, with friends and family. But we can't save everybody, unfortunately. Wendy, bless her heart, Wendy-O, she started just like telling people in her live streams, like, oh, by the way, I got to warn you, like, I will like mercilessly dump my bags on you. Pay attention. If I show you there are red flags, get out, right? Like, so kudos to Wendy for just being like very blunt about it. And I'll say the same, guys. If there's something that doesn't have strong fundamentals, I have unceremoniously dumped coins in the past. I'm very likely to do it again in the future to feed my family, right? Like, if anybody makes me choose between, you and them, I'm going home to my family every night. So don't put me in that position. It will not end well for you. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, back on the charts here, guys. Unit bias is going to be what retail thinks a lot about. But then you and we're going to take a look at this market cap because it indicates whether or not this is sustainable. And then we're going to take a look at liquidity, right? Like, liquidity matters too. We saw that before on the GPU mining charts with Equilibria. Equilibria is probably just fine. I don't want to like talk them down too much. But with Equilibria, we saw that even though that market cap I mentioned before was about 1/5 roughly of what Flux's market cap was, the liquidity of Flux is far better, right? The percentage wise. Yeah, it was definitely better. Alex says, I invest in precious metals like brass and lead. Yep. And people thought I was crazy for holding on to my smaller precious metals, around the vicinity of 9 and 10 millimeter size precious metals. But he's laughing now. It's very, very helpful. Anyway, you guys, prepare however you need to. But my point is, we want to take a look at our liquidity as well. So these are the 3 sides that we want to pay attention to when we're looking for something that may have some good pumpamentals ahead of it. So unit price only gets us so far. Price action, right? So price action and recent trends. Polygon being up at $12 billion is great. I love seeing that. How much farther it can go? I don't know. I'm not sure how much farther it can go right now, but definitely it's not even quite back to what we put into this portfolio when we first made the tracker. So it can definitely come back up. It can definitely go higher than it is right now. But how much higher? I don't know. Right. In my mind, there's a bit of a psychological barrier punching through that like 50 or $60 billion market cap point for a lot of these coins. And I think we're seeing kind of the upper bounds of what a lot of these different coins and networks can do in real time right now. But yeah, unit price is one. And as we go up this list or go down the list, we can see various different market caps there. So we want to come up with our own trackers, right? You can use like a spreadsheet or something, come up with your own trackers. That kind of gives you a good balance between the unit price, the market cap. Now we'll do that in reverse order here. See, Ethereum, massive market cap, but somebody who's coming in and says, oh, I want to buy 50 of one coin. Okay, well, you know, the buy-in is a little bit more steep for Ethereum if you want to buy 50 of those. And the market cap looks great, right? On paper, it looks awesome. How much higher is it going to go? Is it definitely going to hit $1 trillion? Not tonight, no. But could it? Yeah, maybe. It shows those fundamentals. Binance coin? Seeing it move into that space where it's the same as Ethereum, yeah, I don't know what that would take either. That would probably require Binance Smart Chain to get much more utilization than it currently has. I'm not seeing that. Cardano, you know, like, I mean, don't bet against it for sure. But yeah, again, unit bias, cool. You can get 50 Cardano without breaking the bank. But it's already at $60 billion. Will it definitely go to $100 billion or $200 billion to validate that choice, right, of going in? And what's the liquidity like? Right. So these are just the popular coins here, right, guys? So that's kind of my method right there. Let's take some of those case studies and bring them over into Nomics. And that's why I have that open and put it in the description of this video. Nomics is very helpful, not because it has any specific order or it shows us things in a specific way, but because it actually gives us a transparency score on the volume and gives us a better sense for what things are actually doing by way of liquidity. I'd be remiss not to mention it. Hex actually does show up on this stacked ranking because it does have a verified market cap of $138 billion, which we don't see anywhere else. So that's just kind of something to be aware of. And then there is a transparency score based on whether or not it's on a decentralized exchange or it's on some kind of other exchange that allows you to properly see what those sources of exchange and liquidity and volume are. So yeah, guys, you threw some projects my way. Somebody mentioned, see, most recently for our gem hunting side of the show, somebody mentioned most recently PB. Gosh darn it. Where is it? Where is it? Block. Okay, somebody said block. I'm going to start with that. I'm going to keep on working in reverse order and jump out of the way here. Got a few different versions of block, right? The ticker symbol gives us Blocktopia, Block Click, and BLO block. Oof. They're all tokens, so we're going to start with the very top. Clearly, we are at 5 cents for each one of these, down 12% over the last day. Volume is relatively high, and it's in the top 2,000. So it does have a stacked rank, but the transparency score is, terrible. It's just really, really bad. So apparently the transparent amount of volume every single day is 3.5 million, just under 3.5 million, even though it looks like it has over 60 million in daily volume. And so that's kind of a red flag there. Let's jump to the very top of Nomics here. Take a look at markets. And then this lets us know roughly where it's listed and what kind of volume is going through it. KuCoin, oof. KuCoin losing the game for this. Yeah, for this coin right now. QuickSwap is going to be, that's going to be a much higher trust score. And clearly, if it's on QuickSwap and it's on SushiSwap, well, I didn't notice that before, but this is clearly a Polygon Matic-based token, right? If it's on QuickSwap, that's Polygon only. If it's on SushiSwap, it supports Polygon. But yeah, interesting. That's funny that permissionlessly, it's only got like 25,000 in daily volume on QuickSwap and another 1,000 on SushiSwap. That's really not that much permissionless volume there, but I guess it's just between that pair. QuickSwap, though, between USDT and Block, it's got over 3 million. That looks pretty promising. But again, taking a look at the overview here, guys. Yeah, Alex Burton has some nice things to say about KuCoin. Awesome. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is, let's see. All right. Check it out on Polygon Scan in just a minute also. But I want to see, yeah, market cap. We might not be able to see it there. We might be able to see it on the token tracker of Polygon Scan. This is part of the process, guys. If people are saying like, oh my gosh, it's a gem and it's already launched and it's some kind of a token and they're not showing you the token tracker page on Polygon Scan, Binance Smart Chain like BSC Scan, Ether Scan, or whatever the native block explorer is, run away. That's not hyperbole. Don't walk, run. This is freely available information. And guys, I respect you and I respect your intelligence enough to show you how to find it so you can make sense of this on your own. And maybe it's not something you're really comfortable with personally, but you can talk to somebody who's in your sphere of influence who gets this side of crypto and can help you make more sense out of this data. So just want you to know, that's important to me. I don't want you guys to ever feel like, I'm just like, oh, well, just go do this because I said so. Moon Boy, yeah, number go up. You got to get more of this. Buy my Shiba bags. Get out of here. All right, so there we go. That's hilarious. This tells us very clearly what the fully diluted market cap is over here. Crazy that Nomics doesn't. That's strange. Yeah, Nomics, what gives? They're pretty good about the transparency score. They're not so good clearly about showing us the market cap. But right here, we are at $10 billion in the fully diluted market cap. And that is at a 5-cent valuation per coin. And that volume, the permissionless, decentralized, low fee volume on QuickSwap, because the QuickSwap trades are like basically nothing on Polygon, is only about $3 million. That's not terrible. That isn't, right? It's not the worst amount of daily volume or liquidity, right? But it's a far cry from $60 million. KuCoin, this may as well be wash trading for all we know. I can't say it is for sure, but it may as well be wash trading based on what we're seeing here. There wouldn't be any penalty for it, right? If somebody had the $60 million or $63 million in coins, right? If they had it available, they had the $63 million, they could just keep trading it back and forth to themselves. And it's the oldest trick in the book. It happens every single bull cycle. It happens every single time that crypto runs up. Projects will do this. I don't know enough about the fundamentals here to know for sure whether or not this actually has a really good future ahead of it. But let's do this. Let's go to Blocktopia and take a look briefly at their project. Yeah, in my mind, this is probably oversold to be classified as like a hidden gem. It might be an okay project, but I think it's more along the lines of having, if it's good, of having strong fundamentals and possibly being something that you want to hold if you feel strongly about it. But I wouldn't call this like a moonshot gem that's going to like run up. Scott Berry says it's a metaverse. Yeah, cool. Very, very cool. It looks like it's part of, play to earn ecosystem. So metaverse built and backed by Polygon. The home of crypto. An ever-changing reality on the block. Let's see. Zion Market Research. Yeah, okay. Augmented reality, virtual reality, valued at $26 billion in 2018. Going to reach $814 billion by 2025. And they think their vast user base will allow monetization through advertising and sponsorship, providing an opportunity to share revenue generation via an NFT mechanism. Okay, so there's the intent to make this into a platform. All right, brings NFTs to life. Earn revenue. Does Wendy O know that she's on their like billboard there? That's funny. That's really funny. That's hilarious. Is that from Dubai? Is that from the boxing match in Dubai? This is, I mean, kudos for kind of like having their fingers on the pulse of what's going on in crypto. There's that. All right, so there's a native token of Blocktopia. Block, there's Reblock, lets you buy, sell, and lease virtual real estate. There's AdBlock. Oh, that's funny. That's really funny right there. Receive income via advertising. Did no one think through the fact that you're literally talking about blocking ads when you make a name like that, but you're going to receive income via advertising? Just funny. Whatever. I'm not actually trying to like talk them down, guys. It's just kind of funny. Whatever. So, see. Work with key brand partners. Give them a unique opportunity to advertise with Blocktopia. All right. That presupposes that there are enough users for advertisers to care. That's a hard milestone to achieve. Just saying, it is, right? It's a very hard milestone to achieve. Consider that a lot of the like Web 2.0 platforms like Facebook and Twitter, they took years, bro. Years to be able to start doing advertising. Like many, many years. And Twitter still runs at a net deficit, despite having, hundreds of millions, or I guess billions of people on the platform. So I'm not saying they can't do it. They can definitely do it. But it takes time, right? This is not going to be the sort of thing that's like on a roadmap, like, all right, cool. We made this website. Now we do ads. It may not work out quite that way. So token lock, utility block is a new token. You'll be able to purchase items from Blocktopia Marketplace via an NFT mechanism, which is not fully described yet, but just kind of like alluded to. The marketplace will showcase items. Block is a utility token and offers holders a wide range of features, accessing exclusive events, joining pre-sales and staking. Governance model, partners, Venly, Anzu, Polygon, Zokyo. That's a good team. That is a good team for sure. Animoca, awesome. Let's see, MF, Magic Few. Uncle Juju says, great info, no clue about mining, but enjoy the show and like the South Park train station thing. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. So yeah, the brands, guys, the investors and the partnerships here are very strong, right? Avalanche, Shima Capital, Antifund, BitBoy Crypto, obviously, their team is very solid. X21, Gen Block Capital, all the rest that you see here, solid groups there. Don't recognize any of these folks from previous projects. But it doesn't mean they're not capable. Let's see. Do they actually have a partnership with PlayStation? I wonder about that. I'd want to see what that actually looks like. I want to see what that actually means. Yeah, I don't know that I know enough about... Oh, let's see. I just miss here. Oh, yeah, Crypto Wendio. Clearly she's... Yeah, there you go. Yep, that's why the billboard has her face on it. I wonder, guys. I wonder... Like, I want to know more about this. I really do, but I don't think I know enough after just looking at that. Is that weird? Yeah, is that kind of weird? Staking NFT is light paper. I'd want to know more, but my first impression, guys, is that at a $10 billion market cap, there would have to be so much that changes. Like on their own front page, it mentions having a $28 billion valuation for the augmented reality and virtual reality markets in 2018. I don't know how much growth there's been since 2018 till now, and their projection for 2025 to be a hundreds of billions of dollar market cap. I'm not sure if that's still on track. I'm not sure if that trajectory is still happening based on recent events with global lockdowns and supply chains kind of interrupting certain things moving into the world. So I don't know if the very heavily augmented reality and heavily virtual reality dependent future that we imagined is happening at the pace that we imagined. So guys, I don't want to talk it down. I'm not trying to like pick winners here, but I am looking at this with a critical eye. When somebody says this is a gem, my first thought is we are late. Is that bad? Am I evil? Wendy, if you're watching this, do you hate me? Like, guys, that's my first thought, is that is that you and I, if we don't have exposure to this project already, we might be a bit late. At 5 cents, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, unit bias, right? What the heck? You can buy thousands of these and not break the bank. You're going to be fine. But as far as it definitely being a number go up scenario, I wonder, right? It's clearly it's down over the last day. When Shiba was out there melting faces, this went down by 12%. So the pumpamentals of the current market environment, they don't necessarily reward stuff that we think is going to be popular in the future or have utility in the future. It definitely rewards stuff that is funny now and has use now. So I wonder if this is useful now, and I wonder if maybe it's a little oversold. For my taste, maybe it is a little oversold. So, yeah. Gordon speaks reason in the comments. He says everything was red and Shiba was pumping. Yes, I know everything was red, but not everything was red by 12%. I don't think, right? A lot was though. Yeah, that's true. There was a lot that got pretty battered. Polygon clearly escaped as well. Scott says he thinks it will hit 50 cents this run. Believes that Block token will go from a $10 billion market cap to a $100 billion market cap in this run. I don't know. I'm not going to say that that's wrong, but I don't know. I wonder. You guys are asking me to take a look at some of this stuff. I haven't seen it before. It looks really good. I mean, realistically, if I'm being smart, I'll probably pick some up. But I don't know that I'm going to pick it up with the idea that for sure my bags are going to 10x. I think I want to pick some up because it's because it does have some fundamentals, and I'll kick myself if it does go up in the future after being built out more, right? So that makes sense to me. That rationale makes sense to me. But as far as it being something that is either a solid tentpole project, your Bitcoins, your Ethereums, your Solanas, your Avalanches, your Polygons, I don't put it in that category. What up, bud?
Dinner's ready.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll be over there just a minute, bud. Okay. All right, so let's pay attention to maybe one or two more here, guys. But Blocktopia, it looks promising. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. I'm excited, especially knowing that the advisement team is Ben and Wendy and others, right? Hartej and others. So great advisement team. GHX, thank you. You mentioned it before, and I lost track of that from before. So let's take a look at GHX. GHX, Gamer Coin. Oh, yeah. There it is. Seem familiar. 15 cents and up like a bouse. Like a bouse today. 56% up in the last 24 hours. Let's pull this up over on CoinGecko as well. Come here, Gamercoin. Ooh, in the top 1,000 according to their stacked ranking. So that's already a pretty phenomenal review right there. Looks like the 24-hour volume, it's almost half of its current total market cap. That for me is always a little bit weird, but it depends on the utility of the coin or the token, right? So let's see. Yeah, Waterjet Channel says, ooh, busted. I know, I totally am. Here's the thing. I warned my family that tonight was kind of the send-off for the evening live streams. Guys, I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel I like doing this in the evenings. I think it's going to be fun trying this in the mornings, right? So I think it's going to be really fun trying this at a different time of day. Oh, Pocket Change just sent over a super chat saying, for your wife sharing you with us and letting us get all the good info. Really appreciate that. That's very thoughtful of you. But guys, I'm thinking that in the morning times, we're still going to have a great time together chatting it up. And yeah, I think it's just going to be a sort of an evolution of the channel for a while. I do intend to go live more frequently, but for shorter periods of time, right? So I think we're going to find a balance in the next week or so. This should be good. But yeah, Gamercoin, it looks like, yeah, current market cap, that does not look like it's oversaturated or anything. I mean, it's not, for crying out loud, it's not even $100 million right now. Oh, ACU sends over a $5 as well. Man, thank you. This is, guys, really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. But yeah, it looks like right now, doesn't look like it's, you know, like it's oversold, but it did run up a lot over the last 24 hours. So beware, like you could very much buy the top. Like this could correct very, very easily. And let's take a look at the last 30 days. Right. Oh, come on, chart. There you go. I'm gonna say, I believe in you, chart. You can do this. Got these weird volume peaks every now and then, and it looks like that's over a month. So we're looking at every 10 to 15 days, right? Or every 7 days, this weird weekend pump. That's strange. That is very, very strange there. Clearly it had a phenomenal run up back in May. Let's take a look at when it dropped. Okay, so you notice down there at the bottom of that chart, I was able to just drag that whole window over, not expand the window, but just drag it over. So we still got just 1 month of this, but we're looking at May going into June now. And it was up at 60 cents before, all-time high at, come on now, all-time high there. It is 91 cents prior to that, April 14th. So there's definitely a lot more. Yeah, Mrs. mineyourbiz. That's her name. And it's Mrs. to you, Mr. All right, so yeah, so looking at this looking at this chart, guys, it's seen 91 cents per coin before. It has corrected pretty heavily. That said, Gamercoin is I want to say it's a legacy project, right? So yeah, right? Gamercoin has what am I thinking here? Yeah, it's been around for a while. It's got, I think, an actual use case. I think the reason that I'm less concerned about it showing so much volume every single day is because of that use case of it being used by gamers, and that would indicate there's a higher frequency utilization of the coin. That said, if it's on Ethereum, sending a 15-cent coin back and forth, or even a 90-cent coin back and forth, ouch. Right now, with current gas fees, wouldn't want to be ya. All right, so currently the volume score is pretty low as well. That could just be a question of transparency over here on Nomics. So we're going to use Nomics to clue in, hey, it's our old friend KuCoin, but also Bitsum. Just remember, guys, remember to say it right. It is not BitHum. It's not BitThumb. It's a South Korean exchange, and it is literally pronounced by the founders Bitsum. If you don't call it Bitsum, you're not going to make it. Not going to make the rules, guys. You're just not going to make it. So Bitsum, KuCoin, and then Uniswap. Uniswap, I think, is telling us the truth of what's going on in a decentralized fashion. The other stuff, I mean, sure, people are into it. It looks like it's extremely popular, specifically with the Korean won trading pair. So I'm not going to like accuse anybody of anything, but you guys tell me what you think when you see transparency ratings of C and D between KuCoin and Bitsum. Like, that's a lot of trading volume. That's like, what, over 10 million, like $11 million worth of trading volume that's coming out of these very low score places. That kind of has me concerned when over 90%. Scott says, I think it's China-based or something. No, this to me is saying that it's probably based in Korea, which is normally a very good thing. It normally bodes well. Korean tech is normally pretty well thought out, normally pretty well produced. But yeah, so Bitsum is Korean. KuCoin, I believe, is also actually Korean, not Chinese. So yeah. I don't know, guys. That gives me kind of like some bad feelings. It ran up pretty well, but it could be that over the last 24 hours, we've got a problem with some kind of interference. And there are some people trying to salvage their gains or their bags from before. It's always possible, guys, especially in cryptocurrency. Totally possible for people to interfere so that they can try to preserve some kind of gains they had from before. And say like, okay, well, I bought in, I don't know, here, right? At about a 9 cent price. And I've been riding it, letting it ride. Everybody said that it's going to run back up and I got to recover. Oh my gosh, my investment capital. My wife's going to kill me because, I use the kids' college fund. And then boom, All of a sudden, you know somebody with a couple $1,000,000 on exchange that offers a wash trading service, and Bob's your uncle. There you go. Yeah. Alex says, swim with the whales or get eaten like a guppy. That's by DZ, huh? I don't know, man. I don't know. There are whales and there are sharks. People who do this kind of stuff, the wash trading on exchanges, I wouldn't call them whales. I would call them something else. But yeah. Yeah, this does not instill a lot of confidence in me, guys. Gamercoin, I hope, has some kind of like a much better use case. We can go to gamerhash.io to try to take a look at it, guys. I want to like be respectful of their project and make sure that I do great honor to you guys and respect your time and your intelligence by, not just like cutting it short and saying like, oh, it's a loser and, leave it alone. But I worry that we're not going to see the strong fundamentals that we hoped for, even going through to the website. So it's a licensed EU token for gamers, native utility token of Gamer Hash platform, used by 600,000 users who mine crypto with gaming PCs, focused on gaming, digital goods, and NFT marketplace. All right, so it's traded on crypto.com. That's a great look. So not just Bitsum, not just KuCoin, and not just Uniswap. I'm excited about it being on Uniswap, but the thing that has me concerned is that you do need to get into some kind of like paper trading when it's an ERC20 token, and especially when it's like a 9-cent or a 15-cent token. Even at a 90-cent token, again, as mentioned before, you can't send just one on Ethereum natively without spending $70 on gas, right? Like that's not something that gamers are going to do. Not today and not ever. So there's a bit of a problem there. So permissionlessly being on Uniswap is cool, but it kind of has to be on some kind of at least hybrid or centrally controlled exchange. Yeah. Partners, I mean, great partnerships. Got Polygon. Ooh, you know what? Bitcoin.com exchange, Coin Paprika, Chainlink. Yeah, those are pretty dope. The Swiss Polish Blockchain Association, that is really strong there as well. Yeah, those partnerships are pretty great. Huh. ASIC mining. That's funny. Registered users, they say they continue to grow. I mean, it looks great. It looks great on paper, right? This is estimated user growth now. Oof. I'd love to know what their actual user base is now, because I suspect that things started to kind of slow down between 2020 and 2021. But I hope for their sake it is growing. Ooh, Gamer Hash. What do we do here? Install it, mine with idle power, complete tasks, and then grow the value. Oh, guys. Hodl in your wallet, pay in grocery stores? How? Spend in our marketplace? Oh, guys, the vertically integrated big tent idea. I don't know if that's played very well in this market. Money generating solution for low-end computers. Okay, I mean, so is mining Raptorium. Am I right? But yeah, I'm a little bit concerned by what I'm seeing here, guys, because as miners, certainly in this show, right? On this show, we got a lot of folks who know how to mine with CPUs, with GPUs, and with ASICs. We're not afraid of making that work. We're not afraid of just turning on a mining software when we're not gaming on a gaming rig. So seeing something like this where the core value proposition is like, oh, you can play games, but when you're not playing games, we'll direct your computer to mine. Not really my favorite thing. And I think if I had to guess, probably not your favorite thing either. Am I wrong? Tell me in the comment section, guys. I'd love to be proven wrong, but I think in this case, I think I know my audience. I think we understand each other, guys. So, team allocation is not too high, right? It hasn't broken 15 or it hasn't broken 20% there. Community and game mining foundation. Ooh, foundation. I guess that might be a sneaky way of getting more allocation. Advisors. Yeah. Liquidity reserve. What the crap? Token sale. Where does the rest go? Like, How is anybody else getting any? 100% is accounted for between people who bought early, the team, and then I just don't think this is really well laid out. But it begs the question, where are the coins that are supposed to be bought by retail? Like, how are new people going to get involved? Ecosystem. Is that it? That's it. 12%. Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm missing something there for sure. They've been around for a while, though. I recall them launching, and I recall hearing about them in 2018. Yeah, because they were already kind of making some headway there. Yeah, interesting, guys. I mean, like, I just don't. Ooh. I wonder if play to earn, I wonder what's happening with their play to earn platform. I wonder what other games are available. I wonder what that means. Yeah, that's just like it, I've got more questions than I feel like I've gotten answers so far, guys. There it is. Yep. They're strong on Korean and English. That said, if there's a market where something like this could work, I think it would be English-speaking markets with Korean market only, or like a dedicated Asian market. I would feel the same way if it were like just in like Japan as well, right? Or like a very specific area of Southeast Asia where it's like, no, we know this market. This is something that's well understood. This is an activity that people care about here. And so we're going to open it up to the English market as well, but we're primarily focused on this. I believe that in South Korea. I do. I believe that it does stand a chance there. But yeah, the current price action to me, it feels like a bull trap. I'm not swayed by that. So I appreciate the feedback on that one as well. I don't know that I actually want to have exposure to Gamercoin personally. Block, yes, but Gamercoin, I think I'd probably pass personally. Yeah, Alex apparently concurs in the comment section as well. Yeah, it's a bit of an issue. Ray J, I think, summed it up very, very well. Said people that are afraid of mining use this type of service. It reminds me of a cross between basic attention token and NiceHash. I think it's a really good way of framing it because it's like it's less NiceHash than NiceHash, but it's also kind of less basic attention token than basic attention token. It's somewhere in between. Like, I don't know. I don't know who this is for. I don't know what problem it solves right now, but probably not our problems. That's probably the most charitable way of saying it. Maybe for somebody else. Guys, we got time for one more gem to take a look at, and I would love to hear it from you guys. I thought it was... I'm going to scroll back through my comment section here, try to find what that was. Somebody asked about Block. Somebody asked about GHX. Somebody asked about some others that I think are probably oversold and I'm a little less inclined to cover. Somebody asked about, there we go. I think it was Williams Washing asked about PBX and MetaHero. Let me take a look at PBX. Pull that up. Ooh, Paribus. Ooh, we down bad, fam. Sorry. Ouch. But it does have a ranking. It has a market ranking of 2171, which is not terrible. But it also has a transparency score of D, which is terrible. Let's take a look and see what CoinGecko tells us as well. You guys notice that I at least have, what the crap? How does it have a radically different market ranking here than over there? I don't care. We're going to take a closer look anyway. This is why we use more than one source. That's what I was literally just about to say, guys. Having more than one source for some of this stuff is so important. MILF token, guys. You know what? I have to do it. I've got to do it. We're turning this thing around. I told you. I done told you. Said one more thing. I would turn the show right around. Y'all thought I was playing? Haha. MILF token it is. All right. Why? Because it's MILF token. Why wouldn't we? Good grief. So, just saying. It is MILF finance. Don't get it twisted. Don't make it weird. I know, already too late. And open up a new tab for Nomics and see what we can see here, guys. Again, wherever possible, we definitely need to have more than one way. Oh, look at that. But here's the thing. MILF Finance is one smart contract and MILF Token is another. And I'm pretty sure that it's not MILF Finance that we're trying to look at. What we want to see is MILF Token with the voxels, the voxelated MILFs. This is the thing that we're looking for. Chad says XCAD as well. That would be a good thing to look at. Oof. At just over $1,500 in 24-hour volume, I think this is probably not going to be good. I don't even remember what accent I was doing, Alex. That's the thing, man. I've forgotten more accents than more people will ever know. Truly. So yeah, they got the little voxelated MILFs. You've got it. You know, we need to see this. Open image in new tab. Can we get a full size image? Hi. Hi. That was not a good voiceover. Hello, boys. Right? No. Reset that. Get back, demon. All right. This is not looking so good. Really. Yeah. MILF down bad. $1,600 in 24-hour volume. Transparency is good, though, right? So transparency does not look, I mean, it's transparently bad, right? It's got a grade of A. Let's take a look at the markets right now, see what goes on there. Right now, it looks like it's Uniswap V2. It's not even the current version of Uniswap. It's Uniswap V2. Price impact for doing any trades at all would be 100%. So you guys just, this is, frankly, if you're actually doing gem hunting, you got to sift through a lot of stuff like this. You really do. You've got to sift through a lot of things like this to be able to find anything. So, yeah, Alex says, dude, this stream is going sideways so quick. You're right. That's the thing. When you do like actual gem hunting, you have to take a look at all kinds of stuff like this. So like baby Doge, baby Elon, Robo Doge, like literal, like all these different things that are, you know, riffs on Elon Musk and RoboCop and Doge, right? All this other stuff that now has popped off. You've got to look for all the stuff that has that meme quality that is like ridiculous. And as we mentioned before, it's not going to have a market cap. That's where some of those metrics go out the window. You're not using the same kind of logic. Gordon says Raven Light. Chad asks about knee and Nephi. Oh my gosh. That better not be what I think it is. I'm curious. Oh, no, it's, oh, look at that. It actually looks like it could be. Somebody asks what's a good gem to mine in the upcoming bear market. That's going to be tough to answer for right now. We just don't know. Yeah, we're going to have to get closer to the upcoming bear market to know for sure. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, we have the knights who say Nephi. That's good. I like it. 24-hour volume looks like it's not that bad. Transparency grade is quite good. 12 cents, 12.5 cents, and up over 2% over the last day. Looks like this is not doing too bad. This looks like a healthy coin. So, So, yeah, gotten a couple of questions, guys. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm seeing a couple of questions in the chat about like coins to mine in a bear market. Let's do this. Let's have the comment section. Go ahead and respond to that question. Let's try to lift up this person's understanding of the way that you would view it, what you think would be a good thing to mine when price is correct. Now, I'm going to keep looking at this, you know, at this gem. We're going to keep on doing our gem hunting, but community, let's help brother out. Looks like the current volume is just Uniswap V2, Uniswap V3, and then to a lesser extent, Gate.io. I love seeing that. Look at that. The volume, the percentage volume on Gate.io is there, right? It's got some volume, but it's not the number one. Yeah, it's not the number one provider of liquidity. The USDT pair is more heavily traded on Uniswap V3. That's pretty great. Like seeing that. Those are healthier signs there. But yeah, I need to see more about it. So we'll take a look at the main project page. Oh my gosh, everyone's throwing out so many new projects now that I like really need to call it a night. So patent pending scaling technology allowing for instant finality, low cost, and predictable gas transaction fees, interoperability, composability. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is supposed to be, at some point in the future, supposed to be a new network? Yeah, you lost me. You did. You lost me. Because it's, I mean, right now it's an ERC20 token, and I don't see any other indication that it will grow outside of it. Let's see. Oh, no, it's a one pager. Come on. So it's a single page website, single page. Oh my gosh, you guys! Here's the thing: if you've been around the industry as like long enough, it's a single page Bootstrap theme website. So it's got really fast responsiveness and or really fast loading times, and it's responsive, so it can scale really nicely. But it uses these Bootstrap themes. The only thing it's missing is a little bit of Particle.js background that it follows the mouse and whatever, so it looks like, oh my gosh, it's so flashy, right? But all it glitters is not gold. Right? We're kind of, some of us are kind of tired of this. When you say that you have some kind of new tech, you need to tell me what it actually is, right? It's built on a patent pending technology. Wait, what? So no scaling solution on Ethereum that offers its performance. Okay, prove it. What does that mean? Oh my gosh. And you're going to force me to download the light paper, and I don't even get to see a full white paper. Dharma Capital. Okay, great. Core team behind them has built solutions for Mozilla, Alcatel, which is, that's not bad. Panasonic, Telenor. That's great, but that doesn't necessarily, and none of these businesses actually necessarily deals in blockchain scaling. Nicholas is in the chat. Thanks for saying hello. Appreciate that. All right. There is nothing. You guys are trying to outline the problem, but what is your solution? What is your solution? What is your solution? Do you have a solution? Tell me your solution. Don't make me effing choke you. Solution, please. Now. Okay. 7 pages in. Seamless use of fiat-backed tokens like USDC. That already exists. You guys currently trade on a seamless, permissionless system. A swap AMM. Yes, that exists, and that's how we got your token in the first place. What else have you got? Lending, borrowing. That's cool. Curve does that. And you're going to remain an ERC20. I can't take this seriously. Guys, hey, I love your face. Whoever it was that sent this one in, I can't take stuff like this seriously, right? Where it's really big talk about how they're going to build something that's stronger than Ethereum, but then they lay out the tokenomics for what is only ever going to be an Ethereum-based token. Oh, I mean, like, score 1 for having like balls the size of Cleveland. Because seriously, how do you go and pitch that to investors with a straight face? We're gonna be bigger than Ethereum, and then like you only ever have a token that's on Ethereum. Cool. Yeah, Gordon. All I needed to add to that somewhere in the light paper was Ethereum killer. We have come to kill Ethereum. Token vesting schedule. That's so basically all they did was, so they literally just laid out how they're going to be on Ethereum for a really long time, who's going to be part of the allocation, and then how long you can expect for it to take the team to dump their bags. That's it. That's all this white paper tells you. And we used to do this, guys. This used to be a regular part of gem hunting and of looking for projects that were actually worth paying attention to. Was we actually did take a look at white papers and light papers and smart contracts and do a little more digging. Now, like, it's actually kind of tedious going this far into it. Something like Shiba, it's like, okay, there's no white paper, fine, whatever. It's worked out okay, right? It hasn't been the worst. But stuff like this, where they claim to have some lofty goal, and it's just obvious BS. Getting tired, boss. I'm getting tired. So yeah, that one is off my list for sure. I can't take that seriously. Gamer hash, guys, whoever brought it up, it doesn't seem like a bad token or a bad ecosystem at all. I think it's having a really bad run. I think it's having a really bad quarter. I think it's having really bad price movement. But for people who are true believers or who got in early enough, they're not too worried about that. Except for the people who obviously were worried about it and who created problems by pumping it. All right, getting out of that one. Last one, because it's already pulled up. There's Paribus, but it's already got a really bad transparency score on the volume. I think we already saw. Yep, KuCoin again. Surprise, surprise. KuCoin for the win. Out here pumping these bags. 94%, almost a full 95% of the volume on this token is on KuCoin, with only about 311,000. Because Uniswap's got the boom, y'all. Yeah. Interesting. But at 1.9 cents and being down 26%, I don't know. I don't know. We'd have to take a closer look at this project as well. Just really, really quickly, what do you got? Potiboost.io. Gonna have everybody after watching the show be like, oh, it's really pronounced Potiboost. I saw it on YouTube. It must be true. I have no idea how they pronounce it. However, the team leadership pronounces it is probably right. I am a silly person on YouTube looking at projects. This is actually on Cardano. Hey, as mentioned before, this will give you an opportunity to get outside of the Ethereum ecosystem right away if you feel strongly about that. Borrowing and lending protocol for NFTs, liquidity positions, synthetic assets. Ooh, that's interesting. Synthetic assets. Yes. We like them. Oof, this theme is killing me. Scroll down. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Faster than anyone imagined. Okay. Virtual land, liquidity positions, synthetic assets. I mean, this all sounds really good. The issue with that. Yeah, the issue is only going to be execution here. So on something like this, yeah, I need to see not just, oh my gosh, first off, the lack of scrolling here. I think somebody thought this was going to be amazing. I think they thought it was going to be awesome. Yeah, Alex, yeah, brings up the problem there. JS node to the max, bro. It's going to be like so cool when this whole website scrolls sideways. They're going to love it. So amazing. I'm just looking up my CPU utilization on this website alone. Actually moves the needle on my CPU. Oh my gosh, yeah, it popped up the needle by like 6%. It's crazy. Okay, these like a lot of. Yeah, it might be timed, Alex. He asks if this template is timed. This website template, if it's timed, it might be. It might be on some kind of weird timer, but it doesn't. Oh my gosh. Good grief. And I can't really go. Oh, I can go back. All right, cool. Denny's, Janus, Simon. Good Lord. See who's on the advisory board. Card starter Orion, Charlie. Yeah, guys, I'm struggling with this. Oh, kind of struggling with this one. I mean, it looks like there may be some promise here for sure, right? Because it's very, very early. So this is not me saying that the project lacks fundamentals. It's a it's very admirable roadmap. What they want to include here, being able to do synthetics trading, being able to do NFTs and other collateralized things. I mean, it looks very interesting. Oh, Gordon asks about DDR5. Yeah, good call. The heck, we'll just inspect this, yeah? We will inspect it. Come here. I will inspect. Oh my gosh. It's one of those websites where it's too smart for its own good, right? Oh, the rescaling of even just the navigation was so painful. Why? All right, but in the meantime, clearly it's down by about 25% over the last day. Clearly it's also an ERC20 token right now, which is another one of those like ironic things. It's like, we've left the Ethereum world behind. We're building on the most high performance chain known to man, not Ethereum. Well, cool. Where can I buy your token? On Ethereum. You see why we get so tired, so jaded, guys? I mean, it's like you shake a tree and 3 dozen projects like this fall out, right? Where it's like, cool, we're going to leave the Ethereum world behind, right? We can do it now, right? Because, I mean, there are real problems with Ethereum. If we're all being honest, right? The Ethereum core developers say it. They're being honest about the problems Ethereum has. But, you know, it's like, okay, so yeah, it'd be cool if we could make something better than Ethereum. It'd be cool if we could just make Ethereum better, right? And then all these projects come along like, well, I'll do it. All you got to do is give me like $15 million in 3 years. I could definitely do it. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could do it. Hey, can I borrow $15 million more? Because I almost did it. Like that one time, you just didn't see. Oh, you want me to publish my code? Smart contracts are coming. They're going to be cheaper than Ethereum. It's getting old, guys. It is. So looks like, who knows? Maybe there's some more upside to this coin. I'm looking at this and starting to seriously doubt that. Based on just what I saw on the website alone, it's like flashiness. Pay no attention to the fact that we've delivered nothing. Yeah. And it is pulling back from a recent run up. It looks like something may have happened. They may have had some big announcement. Or it could just be that there's such a newly launched coin. Let's just see. When did they actually launch? I didn't see that. But there's only so much history on CoinGecko. It looks like very likely they had a token launch in September. So mid-September. And it looks like they launched at about 2.2 cents. And it looks like, yeah, they had a recent run back up to 2.7 cents. So whoever bought in at the earliest public sale, is if they timed the top, they were barely just made whole. But the volume, you know what, though? The volume was pretty high. Could be that plenty of people got out, but I think that's what I'm seeing here, guys. I think that's what the chart tells me. You guys tell me what you see in this chart. But what I think I see is a public sale where people probably got dumped on by early pre-sale investors who definitely, or private sale investors who definitely got this coin at a minimum of 25% of what you see right there. That's the reality. The VCs and the early seed round investors, they get these coins at pennies on the dollar. It can be 10% of the public sale price. It could be 25% of the public sale price. But in some cases, it could be 1% of the public sale price. That happens. And then sometimes those VC investors or those early seed investors, sometimes they're able, like, there's just a limit as to what they can actually buy. But I look at the chart like this, and my first thought is like, oh wow, within just a couple of days, it basically like fell off a cliff. Yikes. We got Sam Fisher in the comments saying, hey, mind your biz, how's it going? Hope all is well. I am doing well, Sam. Thanks for asking. Hope you're having a great night. Let's see. And Fractal5 says, the way you analyze coins is pretty solid. Learning a lot. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I mean, I disclaim the crap out of these live streams and out of the media. I really, I'm not a CFP. I'm not a CPA. There are no credentials for this sort of thing. I know that sounds crazy, but for just like pure cryptocurrency where there's not very clear guidance. But there are SEC rules, and for that reason alone, I have to just say I'm not a financial advisor. So I try not to play one on YouTube either, but I do have fun looking at these charts and paying attention to the history of where they've been and where they're going. So yeah, I see a very sad story here of the initial listing dump and not even an initial listing pump, right? Like, ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, you got that right. Alex he's spitting truth in the comments there. So unfortunately, that's the game, right? It's the game. I appreciate you guys are willing to play that game with me, as opposed to just like this guy's a jerk. He's terrible, and why would you say that? I mean, we got reasons. There are good reasons. All right, so back over to the markets tab on Nomics. There we go. Yep, Uniswap V2. I was curious about that. Okay, so if we go to Uniswap, we're going to do this last little bit here. app-uniswap-org.ipns.dweb.link/octothorpe/swap. I know, that's a lot. It is so much to remember. But this is the IPFS version right here. And you can always access the IPFS. I strongly recommend that you do bookmark the IPFS version of Uniswap. I'm going to go ahead and drop that into our live chat right now, guys. So you have that. Maybe I can put that into our comments or the description as well. But having the IPFS hosted version of Uniswap means that you're always going to have a reliable version that is decentrally hosted. Let's see. Go to our charts though. And when we move to our charts, this should let us know, and it lets us know that it's V3, and it should give us a little flag up in the top corner there, a little navigation element to go to V2 Analytics, and we've got to go to V2 Analytics for coins like this. So go back over to our CoinGecko listing, and right here, smart contract is there. Copy that smart contract. Go to our V2 Analytics, and now I paste in the smart contract address. And it tells me PBX. And voila. And it's a few steps, I know. We jumped through a few hoops to figure this out. But you figured it out with me, guys. And now you can do this on your own for anything that's an ERC20 token that you want to do a little bit more, in-depth market research about. Try to understand the history of it. But it looks like this tells us what's happening on exchange, right? At Uniswap, where things are really happening, right? Where the rubber meets the road. This gives you insight. But we can go with, price. We can go with volume. We can go with liquidity. And what I found on the V2 Analytics page is that sometimes when you try to tell it to give you, it's all-time data, it kind of craps out. It kind of only likes to store about a month of data at a time, unfortunately. So harder to get really rich long-term data from this view, but it does show you something. And I think we should be able to still see a 1 hour chart there. But yeah, that's helpful too. And we can go to a line instead of a bar. But again, we can go to our volume or our liquidity, whichever one we need to see. Yep. I am not shocked. So kind of a recent run up, just as we got into that sort of price discovery. I think that there were some people, I'm just going to say it now, guys. I think that there have been some people over the last month. We'll go back to our 30-day view here, because that's actually pretty tidy. I think that there were some people over the last couple of weeks that see this volume profile down here that were saying, you know what? F it. I want to recoup my initial. So we're going to pump this. So way up, sell off, and kind of cooled down a little bit because they didn't need to sell off as much. And then another big push to pump price. I think this is actually a volume, it's volume indicating that it's leading price there. So yeah, I think that's what I'm seeing there. This looks like, in my opinion, a project I just don't want to be even close to. I don't even want to touch this. Alex asks, mind your biz. Pop quiz, hot shot. Pancake swap or Uniswap? What do you do? What do you do? I mean, what? I don't even know what kind of question that is. So if it's a pop quiz, guys, here's the thing. You have to use the right tool for the right network. Pancake swap is Binance Smart Chain only. Uniswap is Ethereum only. And I know it's kind of confusing. That same process that I just showed you in terms of copying that smart contract address, that works on Pancake Swap as well for anything that is a BSC oriented token. Or if you have something that's a Matic or Polygon based token, you can do that on QuickSwap. Something, I think a platform that maybe you won't get that really rich data on, that really rich historical data on, is something like, let's see, bust open my DeFi, some of my DeFi bookmarks there, but 1-inch DEX. Decline, go away. So what are you going to do? Not let me use your platform? Ha, get out of here. But 1-inch DEX, this will let you switch between platforms. See that? So Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Optimism, Arbitrum, which are both scaling networks for Ethereum. But you got a lot of different options here. It's a multi-chain coin aggregator. So this is pretty cool. Another really good one, go back to my bookmarks, is Matcha, matcha.xyz. And, oh, guys, I'm so sorry. Ooh, gasless trading. Guys, why would you do this? Why would you not just put dark mode as a default? Oof. Yep. So, guys, all of these tools, 1-inch DEX, Matcha, when you say that you want to connect to a wallet, the most common wallet is going to be MetaMask. So for DeFi, let me go also to QuickSwap. This one I'm pretty excited about. I'm not going to talk about it in depth, but because I take payouts on Polygon or Matic, this is one that I do use. And I use various different sides of it. You'll notice it's not just a cookie cutter, like copy paste of the other platforms. It is kind of unique. They do have a custom design team that makes it like just their own. But it's Polygon only. And they just, yeah, they mentioned that right there. So this is the highest volume Uniswap fork or Polygon. So even though 1-inch can let you use Polygon, it's not as commonly used as QuickSwap. Same with Matcha, right? So Matcha, we'll drop that down. See Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, but they also add Avalanche and Phantom on Matcha, right? They've got some other network support as well. And all of these are supported inside of MetaMask. And MetaMask is supported by your hardware wallets like Ledger and Trezor. This is why I'm such a big fan. Alex is asking in the comments section, Allbridge for Solana. Yeah, Allbridge is quite good, actually. So Allbridge, take a look right here. QuickSwap, in fact, it's so good that for bridging, because at QuickSwap, they know that not everyone's going to have Polygon natively. So when you mouse over that, there's the native Polygon bridge. There's a relay bridge by Relay Chain. And then for Solana, if you're coming from Solana, if you see my, you probably can't see that on there. I'll just click through. But down in the lower left-hand corner of the browser where it gives us the link preview, it points to Allbridge. So Allbridge is quite good. Alex, are you genuinely asking? You didn't know that that MetaMask can link to Ledger? Yeah, guys. So we got to go over this. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know, we'll go over this. This is quite good. Another thing that's important to realize is that your Solana wallets can be controlled by your Ledger as well. And there are only a couple of wallets that your Ledger can control. Guys, this is a big deal. So as far as security goes, we're in the middle of a bull run. We'll go over this, man. That's why I wanted to do everything from like the router to the phone to hardware wallets to now. There's another little preview, guys. You don't know what this is right now, but I'm going to show you how to make your own backup seed phrase plate. we got a lot to cover by way of security and privacy. And I know I talked to you about gem hunting because that's important too right now. Like in the middle of a market like this, we got to get educated and we got to figure out what works. But you got to stay safe, right? If you find a coin that 1000x's tomorrow and you put your life savings into it, and it's like all of a sudden you're a millionaire, but then your stuff gets jacked, what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? So we got to stay safe first and foremost. Yeah, guys, with that, I'm going to call it a night. Thanks for outlining for me what I need to go over to help you the most. I really feel like, yeah, we've got to really do a deep dive on that security bit, right? That security piece. We need to do this. We got to stay safe. I would feel terrible if any of you got your stuff stolen when I knew I could help you. So yeah, I'm going to call it a night tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for giving me your suggestions for gems that you wanted me to take a look at. I hope it was educational. I hope it definitely helped somebody out there to make a better choice, to avoid something that maybe they were on the fence about, or maybe just give them something more to think about so they could do their own research. Guys, you really are the reason to make this media. Thanks for your support. Thanks for the thumbs ups. Thanks for obviously, keeping the comment section out of control. Not here to control you, man. Not here to make you think anything or make you do anything. Just here to help. So thanks for making that subscribe button explode as well. You're the reason I make this media. I love your face, boys and girls. Remember to stay private and mind your biz. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Be sure to check out mineyour.biz, where you can sign up for our email newsletter, where we're still ramping up content, but you will occasionally receive specials for flash sales and all kinds of other deals that we have going on the site. You can also check out our services page, where we offer consulting to projects that need it. You can pick up the Freedom Phone, which respects your privacy. You can pay for it in crypto and have it shipped to you anonymously, as well as getting merchandise that also is paid for with crypto. That's right, we practice what we preach, including, well, a Flux swag page. That's right. It's a dedicated page just for the team over at Flux Network, because we love them that much. Thanks for watching to the end. Thanks for being subscribed. You know I love your face. Be sure to stay private and mind your biz.